guys, it's Melissa. In this video, we are going to talk about, is the SG1000 and SG800 bypass tray worth it? So the bypass tray easily attaches to the back of the larger desktop Sawgrass printers. However, it's about a $200 investment. You can either add it on later or you can get it with a bundle. So is it worth it for what it does? What does the bypass tray do? So on these larger models, the bypass tray allows you, this is the bypass tray back here, and I have another video that I'll link to on how to install it. But what it does is it allows you to not only print wider, but also longer. So when you're using the feed tray, this feed tray allows you to use sheets of sublimation printer paper 11 inches wide up to 17 inches long, okay? When you use the bypass tray, you get an additional 13 inches, an additional 2 inches wide to 13 inches, and then you can use up to 51 inches long. Okay, so what does that actually look like? So let's take a look here first at the tray. What types of paper, what size paper can you put in the tray versus what can you also put on the bypass? So keep in mind that there are obviously standard size papers, sublimation papers that are sold. So that is one thing to really keep in mind. So with the tray, and this is the same for the smaller models of the SG400 and SG500, you have the regular size tray. Then of course you can expand that tray. So there's the ability to expand the tray out, giving you on the SG1000 up to 13 inches long, 17 inches long, okay? And then you have the ability to move in and out so that you can print wider or smaller. So let's just see what fits in here. So obviously we would have 8.5 by 11 that can be used in here. You would just adjust these green guides and that will allow you to print in there. Then we also have the ability to use slightly longer paper, 8.5 by 14. These are all purchased papers this size, okay? So that also fits in here, all right? Then you have the ability, because you can, pull all these guides in and out, the ability to put in 11 by 17. So that's this size, all right? Again, you can find sublimation paper on the market in this size. All right, so that is the max. Now, there's also 13 by 19 sublimation paper, which you can purchase. That comes out to, I'm just gonna give you for relative size. This is on top here, the 11 by 17. Okay, this is the 13 by 19. Okay, so the 13 by 19 does not fit in here. However, it will fit on the bypass tray. So let's look at that. Let me take all this stuff out of here so we can close this up. Got all my papers here. Okay, so that gives us that. Now let's go back to the bypass tray. So this now allows us 13 by 19. Okay, so that's one additional standard size paper, sublimation paper, that can fit through here with the use of the bypass tray. Now, you can, of course, print up to 51 inches long, but you cannot find sheets of sublimation paper that are 13 by 51, of course. So what you can do is purchase a roll. So this is a 13-inch wide roll of sublimation transfer paper. The bypass tray cannot take a roll. However, it is usually cheaper to buy a roll, and so therefore, if you decide that you want to cut it down, you have the ability to then feed a sheet of paper. This is the max, 13 by 51. I measured this. Okay, so I just cut this off the roll for the visual to show you. Now, what does this allow you to do? I wish you could see. I'm going to actually turn this so you can see the back. Because what's going to happen is it's going to have to hang off the back. All right, so the 51 inch, that's a little over 4 feet. Just keep in mind, that's not a roll. You cannot print on cord rolls. like I said though, you can cut it down yourself if you would like to do that, okay? So those are the options. So while the bypass tray expands the ability to print from 11 inches wide to 13, it also gives you that ability to print longer. However, there are limited options on the market for sheets already cut. Again, if you don't have a problem cutting it down yourself, have at it, and you have the ability to print almost 4.5 feet in one continuous sheet. But just know that without the bypass tray, you can print up to 11 by 17. So it's really going to depend on what your needs are. If you're looking for mass production or faster production because this allows you to print more in one area, if you are looking for the ability to print longer, like let's say you have a sublimation sock business and you need that really, like you really need more than 17 inches in order to do long crew neck socks, this is might be a really good option for you. So I did just want to point out what's available on the market, what's available standard, what can be done with the bypass tray, and what can't be done without the bypass tray, okay? If you guys have any other questions, I have, including where you can buy the best bundles with the bypass tray already included, so you can get a little bit of a discount. I included the links down below. I also have links on how to install the bypass tray on the SG1000, where you can get the bypass tray for the smaller model of the SG500, or if you have the older, smaller model, the SG400. All right, you guys, see you soon.